What's up, y'all? One Piece chapter 1146 is here, and we're gonna talk about it. We start things off as usual with the cover page. We have Ulti thanking Yamato for helping them out of their who's who situation, and she's in tears, pretty much begging to tag along. So what I was hoping for this whole time is gonna happen. She's gonna end up joining the Straw Hat Grand Fleet, and her and Page One will be a part of the war at the end of the final battle. Well, at the end of the manga during the final battle. If this is gonna be a pattern, then it'll be cool to see who else Yamato recruits along the way, because there's no stopping them. There may be familiar faces, there may be new faces. There's really no stopping Oda from putting her in whatever path necessary to have what we need, while our main cast deals with, the task at hand, which is traveling Elbaf, dealing with Loki and the God's Knights, and saving the kids. So shout out to Yamato for putting in the work for us. She's definitely a real one. And yeah, this is what I was hoping for the whole time. Go back video after video, I kind of saw this happening. It kind of made sense, because we're really going to need as much help as we can get at this point, especially with what Gunko was alluding to while she was clashing with the crew throughout the chapter. So yeah, once again, shout out to Yamato, and let's get into the rest. We kicked things off where we left off last time. We're with Usopp, Jinbei, Nami, Brook, Colin. They're trying to figure out who this is, standing in the ship trying to infiltrate. Nami and Jinbei put two and two together real fast. They know it's the human intruder that dropped the giant guards like it was nothing. But she doesn't like that term human. She prefer to be a god, and that's just the complex the celestial dragons have, all of them. I get real Saturn vibes. He was on the same kind of time when he was calling people insects and that whole thing. She even shares like this similar ability, which I'll get into in like literally a little bit once they end up clashing. Nami wants to know why they're going after children. Colin's like, those are my friends, y'all ain't got no right. And she just pretty much says it's just the easiest way we could get things done with our resources. So we're pretty spread out. The kids are giant. Our ship can only handle so much. So the best option was to guide them here. If they would have caught on fire, then we would have did what we had to do. But still, it just had to happen this way. No remorse. Cold with it. I can hear her already talking. I can already hear the music behind her. She's just evil through and through. No redemption arcs for Gunko. All my homies hate Gunko. L's in the chat. We get a shot of Frankie's situation. He's still with Ripley, Lilith, and Bonnie. They're trying to escape the monsters that they got to deal with, because they're all over the island. They're still dealing with the thundercloud that's been chasing them, but it looks like Frankie dropped him with a cool radical beam. We know he ready to up that on somebody at a moment's notice, so it's cool that he was able to do that. Lilith and Bonnie, they look happy. So as long as they good, I'm good for real. As long as the ladies are all right, I ain't got nothing to worry about. Shout out to Frankie for holding them down. They end up getting a little bit more out of, I was a little ahead, but they end up revealing she's a celestial dragon and things like that. But they end up getting a little bit more info out of Gunko, but somehow Brook's already aware of her status as a God's Knight, so it'll be interesting to see him break down what he knows about them and how he was able to put it together so soon, and how he recognizes her. You got some explaining to do, Brook. You got a lot of explaining to do. She's like, yeah, I claim it. I'm a God's Knight. What's up? And then she goes on the attack. But she tries to wrangle up Usopp in a funny way. He's like, nah, get that away from me, because it's like, imagine your hoodie strings coming out of nowhere. Now they got arrows and they trying to get at you. Like, nah, I'd freak out too. So yeah, he reacts how I'd expect Usopp to react. And then we get maybe the coolest shot in the whole chapter, I think. I was just talking about Zeus last chapter, talked down, gave him the damn homie, high school, you was the man, homie. But hey, I'm sorry, Zeus, I ain't know Nami had a whole Thunder Shark tempo. That's cool, bro. I like that. It's cool to see Zeus like, represented like this. I never thought he'd be a whole shark. I wonder what else she'll make him. Like, if it's a shark, can you make him like a swordfish, or like, can he be an octopus? Can he be a piranha? Can you know, like what are what are the limits to what she can shape Zeus into now to have the maximum effect? Because say she makes him like an electric eel, would that like juice him up some more? Like, that'd be crazy. Oda, if you watching, hey, feel free, you know what I mean? But that's really short-lived, because as soon as it reaches Gunko, she uses her arrow ability and just instantly redirects it. But she doesn't get hit, because in the most funny way of the chapter, Brook takes it and he's just zapped. Nami's just standing there looking cute, and it was at that moment I knew we are not locked in. They were not locked in. This is not going how I thought it would. I thought this would be more one-on-one. I thought, more calculated, more, it's a direct clash. Like, Oda's gonna take his time. It's probably gonna be like 2 or 3 chapters, like that kind of fight, like a Luffy and Katakuri kind of thing. But I guess Oda's taking his time on a direct confrontation, because this isn't really a one-on-one. But we'll see. But yeah, I'm rambling. Gunko starts going on about the war, the war that we saw being interpreted by the paintings that Franky came across, the murals, the prophecy. I guess she's very well aware of what's to come, and she lives by that. That's just something that seems to be ingrained in her. Probably the reason why she stands so firmly on her stance of being a dragon and a knight. So we'll see. Her and Brook have to share some kind of connection that I'm sure Oda will explore later on. It may be the chapter coming up, if not, maybe the one after. But I'm sure we'll get that. That's pretty mysterious. I would love to see the link between them. And while she's thinking that, Usopp retaliates. We get the good old slingshot. It tears her apart instantly. She's gone, out of there. But in an instant, just like Saturn, in the same form, in the same fashion, Saturn, she regenerates. In the same way Bonnie had pieced up Saturn and he was Swiss cheese. He came right back. So it looks like the God's Knight shared the same kind of powers or possession, or they're the same host of a certain energy as the 5 elders, and I'm willing to bet it's all got something to do with Imu and what he has going on, or what they have going on. It just keeps getting deeper the more I think about it. Like, it wasn't a lot this chapter, but the more I think about what I'm seeing, the more I figured that's what Oda was trying to do. He wanted to say more with what we were seeing than more with what we were reading, if that makes sense. But yeah, she regenerates and now she's on the move. She's sliding. It's like she's skating through her arrow and it's just guiding her to where she has to be. Nami somehow grabs it in like a funny sense. She's like, no, I'm not gonna let it reach you. So that was pretty funny in a way. And then we just get her like evil villain monologue. She keeps going on about the world's already entangled for the great coming war, and the giants, whoever the giants side with, is pretty much gonna win. And we find out Summers, however you pronounce it, Saint Summers, he has a problem with King Harold. But giants. I feel, man, these giants. We'll see though. We'll see. Nami brings up, you talking about a world war? What that got to do with taking kids? Gunko's like, I'm just completing the mission. She's sounding just like Kizaru, sounding just like him now. Like, I'm just a cog in machine. It may be a dub, but they told me to come here and do something. I'm making a move. I ain't got nothing against the kids. It's what they think. The world's gonna end anyway. Why not? So she's real God complexy, don't care about the world kind of thing, like real angsty is the kind of vibe I'm getting from Gunko. She wrangles up, she tries to choke Colin with her arrows. Now he's up in the air, she has him up in the air. So Jinbei and Brook try to strike at the same time, and she ends up redirecting their attacks, and they just end up hitting each other. And what I think is going to be really cool when they animate it, I think that's going to be crazy. Jinbei gets scratched. and Brook literally gets his head knocked off because Jinbei uses the 5,000 brick fist, and we know that don't even sound like something you could pick up without help. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, it's just crazy. Her and those arrow powers are something. It'll be a treat to see how she's dealt with and who's the one to deal with her. We'll see where things play out with Gunko. She may end up switching sides. I've seen a lot of theories about how she may share a relation to Jenny, Akuma's girl, but I hope that's not the case. I hope she's just unique. She's her own thing, and just something in the way of what we're trying to accomplish, or we're in the way of what she's trying to accomplish, and it's either gonna be them or us. Yeah. I hope there's no Jenny connection. And then after that, she goes for Nami, connects her arrow, she gives her a kick, and then Usopp gets done so dirty. She connects an arrow knee to this man's jaw, bro. He done had it so bad. Everybody thought this is gonna be his arc. This has not been his arc. I don't think this is Usopp's arc. It might be the next one, but I just don't see it for my boy, man. Especially with everything else we gotta do, I don't see it. I'm hoping for, hope he gets back on track. I hope Elbap ends up being everything him and Luffy wanted it to be, but so far since we done pulled up and had Gabon waiting for us, it's like nah. But we'll see. Oda, I'm with you though. No, I ain't doubting you, Oda. I'm with you. We're held up. Gunko's pretty much got us down bad. We're beat. So she buzzes Quill and Summer. She checks in on them. We're about to wrap the chapter up. Quill has literally just dropped Principal Kiba at the school. The guy with the fangs. He reminded me of the Digimon. Took him out. Just threw him, commenting on his fangs, saying they're sharp. Probably ducked him and just grabbed him and just tossed him. Guy does not look that strong, especially with that big old bubble on his head, but looks can be very deceiving in One Piece. I should have known better. I just wasn't expecting him to take him out like that with no problem. Crazy. They find this really big for my size, but this unique Denden Mushi that allows them to connect to the entire island, and I guess every important place has one just in case a problem like this arises. So that's cool that we get, more technology. And then to end the chapter off on like the saddest note, we get Robin. Love her. I love me some Robin. I knew this was a Robin chapter, so I had to. But yeah, we get more trauma for Robin. It's just like when she was a kid again, and Saul trying to get her, to a safe space. So I hope all I can say is closing out. I hope Summers gets packed up pretty soon. I hope Gabon's the ones to do it while everybody's preoccupied. I hope Robin gets out of there safe. I hope Saul doesn't lose no more limbs. Like we can't lose Saul. Not now. We just got here. He was just excited about meeting Robin. They just linked up. So we can't lose Saul right now. We end the chapter with Saul having bad feelings towards the great King Harold, the old giant king. So we'll see where that goes. There was a lot of mention of giants in this chapter. A lot of defeat. We're down bad. We are down bad right now. Crew not looking good. Luffy and them in the underworld. Saul, Nami, and Robin, they out of the game, surrounded by thorns. Kids kidnapped. It's just not looking good, man. But we'll see. I'm very optimistic about this upcoming chapter. This one was very brief, but I feel like this one coming out is going to expand on a lot. I'm going to continue to stay away from leaks and things like that as much as I can, because it really makes talking about this fun, knowing I didn't see anything coming. And yeah, before I close things out, I just want to say go see Sinners as soon as possible. I did a whole video review / discussion on it. I'll link it somewhere on here. And yeah, y'all be safe. Drink some water, go stretch, get outside, breathe some fresh air, do the right thing. Read a book. Right now I'm trying to get through The Mountain Is You. I'm not capped because I got this old postcard or card for, yeah. But yeah, I'll see y'all soon. Peace.